Khanphats, the Nath Panthis, the yogis of the highest order, lineage of the legendary Nath and Gorakhnath. In this video, we get a glimpse into the life of a Nath Panthi, a Khanphat Baba who lives in Kedarnath. Namaskar. I had known Shaninath Baba for almost 7 years now. He stays 800 meters above Kedarnath, near the Bhairav shrine. He stays there for 6 months and then 6 months in either Guptakashi or Haridwar. I've been to quite a few powerful spaces, but this blew me away initially. It took a while to settle into the space. Although the Kedar space itself is like a silent dynamite, it is sort of tamed. But up here, it is raw and roguish. Earlier, he would refuse for interviews, saying that if the crowd started coming in large numbers, then his sadhana will get affected. But he used to share lots of incredible information about the Nath Sampradaya, the Nath Panthis. I thought this is something that he needs to share on camera. Eventually, in the last couple of years, he finally agreed because there is a need. He is getting into certain social activities as well. So he finally agreed. In fact, after meeting him is when I decided that the legendary Gorakhnath has to be one of the topics of my documentaries for future.
केदारनाथ जी के शरण में भगवान भैरव नाथ जी है, उनकी शरण में हम जो है पूजा पाठ, श्रृंगार, आरती करते हैं। अभी भैरव नाथ जी श्री केदारनाथ जी का द्वारपाल है। इस स्थान पे कोई ज़्यादा सुविधा नहीं था। अब आपको 24 घंटा और 6 माह जब तक यात्रा चलता रहे, जब तक यहाँ पानी का सुविधा है, लाइट का सुविधा है, पक्का रास्ता बनाया गया सरकार के द्वारा, और जो भी आप घंटे से आगे मंदिर के सौंदर्यीकरण है, ये सब मेरे द्वारा किया गया 2017 से और अब तक चल ही रहा है। केदारनाथ भैरव मंदिर के निकट ही गुफा है, 3 कमरे हैं। कोई भी श्रद्धालु अगर 1 से 2 रात रहना चाहे, फ्री कॉस्ट, ना तो उनसे कोई चार्ज लिया जाता है, ना ही उन्हें किसी तरह से असुविधा दिया जाता है। पूरी तरह से सुविधा देके भोजन पानी सभी चीज़ों से फ्री सेवा करते हैं।
After the 2013 flash floods, not many people were visiting Kedarnath. Eventually, when the movie Kedarnath featuring Sushant Rajput was made, and slowly, it became popular and people started coming. Compared to just 20 years back, when I have seen these crowds, it has grown exponentially. It is good in some ways that lots of people are coming there to experience the place. But there needs to be more infrastructural facilities, and also basic rules need to be laid down. When I say rules, all kinds of people come there. There are these Instagram reel people who come, and the whole ambience is in a totally different way altogether. Few times when I was sitting in the outside space, which is so huge. In some corner I sit and meditate and I get stamped upon by a few people because they're making reels. So much of unconscious behavior in a space where it is designed for raising your consciousness is not too good. Usually people come there for a day or two. They go there, worship, they have darshan, do their pujas, make their offerings, and then they spend some time and then they leave. With extreme temperatures running below zero many of the days and an altitude of 11,000 feet, which makes oxygen levels also less, it is a challenge for the pilgrims. Every year at least a few deaths happen. That's why the government has made it mandatory these days that people should go through a biometric observation. Only then they are allowed to trek and go up. I came up to the Bhairav Mandir and it started snowing. So probably I'll halt here with Shaninath Baba, Nath Panthi, the Khanphats. Probably I'll get to interview him also. Let's see. It's freezing. It's really freezing. Such are the extremities of the conditions up there. So there is one segment of the people who come there, visit for a day or two and then leave. And there is this whole another segment of people, the yogis and sadhus, who live up there for the entire 6-7 months, or few of them even throughout the whole year. What is it that makes them stay in such extreme weather conditions and such high altitudes? To be able to comprehend the answer to this question, we need to keep aside our concretized ideas and opinions of what life is, because their way of life is totally beyond our framework of what life is all about. This is a story of Shaninath Baba, who is a Nath Panthi. Nath Sampradaya is very ancient. Even in the Ramayana Mahabharata, there is mention of Nath Panthis. The founder is said to be Adinath, who is Shiva himself. It became a very prominent movement with Matsyendranath and Gorakhnath during the 9th to 11th century. It's a very strict and arduous path. After one gets taken into the path, he is under observation for a year before he is actually initiated into the path. The initiation into the sect is marked by wearing 6 black threads, or janu as it is called. And after a year, the guru decides whether he can be initiated into the Nath Panth. And the ears are pierced not at the lobes but at the flaps. And a big ring is inserted. And this is a very painful process. They then become the Khanphats, which means the ones whose ears have been pierced. It is said that there are 2 main nadis which are damaged by the piercing of it, which stops the risen Kundalini to go back to its slumber. Shaninath Baba has been a Nath Panthi for the last 30 years. At the age of 11, his Chachaji gave him in adoption to Guruji Yogi Baba Satpalnath in Haryana. So he lived there with him for 9 years till he was 19-20 years, and his guru instructed him to leave and go and live in Haridwar. In Haridwar, he made a small kutia and he lived there doing pujas to the Ganga Ma and doing his meditation and whatever practices has been taught by his guru. For almost 8-9 years he lived there, and every year he used to go and visit his guru in Haryana. The Guru, as and when he sees that the instructions are needed, he would give some instructions or he would just meet him and let him go. After having lived there for 8 to 9 years in Haridwar and Rishikesh, he moved up into the Himalayas and he came to Guptakashi. In Guptakashi, he was taking care of the Hanuman temple for around 8 years, and then he moved to the Guptakashi temple entrance where he sat since 2015, and that's when I met him there.
मेरा चाचा गुरु केदारनाथ में 20 से 25 साल तपस्या किया है। उनकी दिया गया उपदेशों के कारण मैं केदारनाथ से श्री गुप्तकाशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर की गेट पे काफी साल गुजारा। ठंड, बारिश, धूप सब गुजारने के बाद उसकी बैठे हुए शिला के ऊपर मैंने तपस्या किया है।
Whatever money was given by the devotees who came to the Guptakashi temple, he used to do annual bandaras, meaning annadanam, for the Doli procession that used to come down from Kedarnath. He also was sponsoring a library for 4 years in Guptakashi for some children who were orphans. A Mathaji, he just calls her Bhairavi. She lives there just behind the temple. A very innocent, childlike person, just in devotion she lives with all jata matted hair, and for her Shaninath Baba is everything.
कुछ है, हंस के बोलता वही सब है, देना लेना जरूरी नहीं है, सबसे तो अच्छा प्रेम है। प्रेम से ही सब मिलता है, जब प्रेम नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं है ना?
सही है। Her experience is something else that she shared, that she got a dream that she need to leave Kolkata, and she just took the train and came to Rishikesh and then came to Guptakashi, and she realized this is the space that she had seen in the dream, the Guptakashi temple. And since then she has been living here, and Shaninath Baba had initiated her and gives her instructions now and then. Shaninath Baba, how he landed in Kedarnath, when he was taking care of this Hanuman temple in Guptakashi, there was this Chacha Guru who was living in near the Bhairava shrine in Kedarnath. His name was Baba Sumernath, and he has been living there for the last 23-25 years by then, and he was getting old and he wanted Shaninath Baba to take over the place. Eventually that's how he took over.
पहले इस स्थान में हमारे चाचा गुरु थे सुमेरनाथ जी, उनसे पहले बंगाली बाबा जी थे, उनका उपदेश गुरु जी। तो यहाँ 3 पीढ़ी अवस्था के अनुसार हो चुका है पूरी तरह से, ये मैं तीसरा पीढ़ी हूँ।
So they take care of the shrine and also the small room cave that has been built. Now Shaninath Baba has expanded it to 3 rooms there, and almost 6-7 people can stay there at any given point of time. Gorakhnathi path used to be of Hatha Yoga, Pranayama and Shunya Samadhi. Their goal is to attain to the state of Shiva within themselves. Nowadays it is very rare to find them practicing all these Hatha Yoga and all the practices that were given down by Gorakhnath Baba. When I was visiting in 2019, I met another Nath initiate who was with Shaninath Baba, and he was doing something with his hands, and I asked him what was he doing. His guru had instructed him he has to collect wool from the sheep. Not from the sheep, which has fallen down on the ground from the sheep, and then make threads with his hand like this, and make thread balls. Once he had sufficient threads, then he should knit a blanket with his hands. And once that is done, he is supposed to go back and offer it to his guru and ask for further instructions. In 2017, when I went and I just saw like 3 or 4 wool thread balls that he had made, and I asked him how long will he take. In his estimate, he said it will take at least 6 to 8 years for him to make the carpet and then go and visit his guru. And then he will receive an initiation. So this path is something that demands complete focus and dedication. This is an integral part of the Nath Panthis. So in all these 30 years, Shaninath Baba has been going to Haryana to meet his guru every year during Guru Purnima. When I met him in 16 or 17, that's when the Kumbh Mela had happened, and I saw he was all clean shaven, the matted hair had gone. He told that his guru had given him instruction as to remain clean shaven for the next 12 years till the next Kumbh happens. So that's one of the instructions he said he could share with me because it was visible, obviously. When the Nath sadhus meet each other, they greet each other as Adhesh. This has different meanings in different contexts. From the text, they quote saying that it means a union of Atma, Jivatma and Paramatma to get to that state. It's a reminder. That's the greeting that they give. Some say that Adish. Adi means the first one and Ish meaning Ishwar. Adinath being their very first guru, Shiva himself. They're just greeting with that name. And some say that Adhesh, which literally means instruction. So it's a reminder to each other to remember the instruction that your guru had given to you. Because their very path is such that they may not get to meet their guru for a very long time. It's very easy to get distracted and wander away. So this is the reminder that each one gives to each other to remind themselves of the instruction that has been given down, either from their guru or the very first guru, Adinath himself. The policemen who are posted in Kedarnath, they consider Bhairavnath as their Ishta Devata. They consider themselves as the representatives of Baba who protect and take care of devotees who come to Kedarnath. Bhairav Pooja happens, the grand puja happens twice a year. Once during the opening, during the Akshaya Tritiya, of opening of the Kedar temple during the Akshaya Tritiya, and also during the closing, just after Diwali. So there is a whole procession which comes from the Kedarnath temple with offerings, and the main mahanth of the Kedar temple also comes up. They do an invocation puja where it actually comes over a person. That person goes through a certain physical manifestation also is there. So that's how the puja happens there. The policemen, they consider Bhairavnath as their Ishta Devata. They take over this whole puja that happens there. To an extent, they did not even let me around that area. They fully closed, crowded there, and I had to go to the hill opposite and shoot from there. Bhairav in traditional temple is usually in the northeast corner of temples which are facing east, but usually they are on around the entrance. When you go around, it will be on the outskirts. They are called a kshetrapala. Kshetra meaning a sacred space, and pala means somebody who protects or administers, maintains the space. When there is an energy source which is in a state of giving, giving can happen only when all the gods are down and they are in a state of vulnerability and openness. Bhairav stands there as the protector, which protects the main source. So usually in all the, you will notice in all the Bhairavi shrines and in Shiva temples, there will be a Bhairav who protects that space. Bhairav also means one who removes fear from the hearts of people.
भैरव नाथ जी के चरणों में अपना शीश झुकाते रहें और सर्दे दिल से, सच्चे दिल से आप इस स्थान की गरिमा बनाते हुए आप आते रहें। जय श्री केदार।
Right now we are visiting places en route Kedar. We have already visited Dari Devi, Kalimat and Kedarnath. Look up these videos in the playlist and keep watching as I take you to the other less known powerful places around Kedarnath.